Well, greetings, viewers, voyeurs, gothatfunk here, and this is a video response going out to my friend The Reprieve and his video Honesty, Integrity, and Hypocrisy. Hiya, Jay. I knew I was being referred to in your video even before you mentioned the comment that you objected to, which I wrote. By the way, buddy, you did misquote me in the comment, which I find amusing, considering right after you misquoted me, you said how important it was to get the quote right. But anyway, my actual quote, which was referring to Sarah Palin, was the bitch could probably suck a golf ball through a garden hose. I never made any reference to how much garden hose. Anyway, um, the point basically is the statement was a sexist statement. Um, it was a statement I thought that was obviously in jest. Um, I personally think that certainly anyone who knows my sense of humor would know that I was making that statement tongue in cheek. Obviously, I don't imagine Sarah Palin could suck a golf ball through a garden hose, even if she was amazingly good at sucking dick. The implication, of course, being that it's my opinion that Sarah Palin is where she is in the world today, uh, partly because she exploits the perception of her as a beautiful woman. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with people exploiting whatever gifts they have in life, whether it's their intelligence or their good looks, their talent at sports or drawing or whatever. Everybody's got their own pluses. And I don't disparage Sarah Palin for using her good looks to get advantage per se, but I do worry about it because I think she is dumb as a plank of wood. I've never ever seen her say anything of substance in a year and a half of paying attention. I have yet to see her appear to even have anything remotely approaching an original idea or a understanding of nuance and the deeper complexities of issues. George W. saw everything in black and white terms, and by comparison, he seems way smarter than Sarah Palin. And if that doesn't sober you up, something should. So yeah, I'm really against Sarah Palin. And I thought my statement was obviously in jest. And I also want to say that it was blatantly meant to be a derogatory statement. I mean, you could say that if you call a guy a dick, that's a sexist statement because you're drawing attention to his genitals and therefore his very sexual nature. Uh, but I don't think twice about calling a guy a dick if he's being a dick, and I don't think it makes me sexist. Or if it does, that's the kind of sexism I can live with. Um, Now, does this make me a hypocrite? I don't think I am sexist at all. I think you'd be hard pressed to find someone who's more appreciative of the feminine nature than myself. I love women, and all my friends are women, with the exception of two people here in town. All my friends are women. One of the things I like about the internet and YouTube in particular is I make friends with fellas, which just doesn't happen in my real life. I meet plenty of men, but generally speaking, men don't like me, and the feeling usually is mutual. So that's something I've learned to live with. So if anything, I guess I'm sexist against my own gender, except I don't think I really am. It just seems to work out that way. You know, the statement was sexist, Jay, and you seem to think that I owe some apology to people who might have been offended by this statement. I think anybody other than yourself who was offended would have said so. The fact is that you were offended and said so is good enough for me, and I tried to explain myself, and I'm doing again now. Um, you know, when you talk about Sarah Palin and you talk about engaging the arguments and whatever, I'm still waiting, Jay, for her to make an argument. Um, I can't believe people are falling for Sarah Palin, anybody. And I can't help but be suspicious that it's partly because she's telegenic. Um, so yeah, I have reasons for the way I think. It's not just that I don't like Palin, so I'd say anything nasty about her. And generally speaking, I don't talk like that about women, so I don't think I'm sexist at all. The implication of hypocrisy, I mean, basically, if you conclude that I am sexist after everything I've just said, that's your prerogative. And therefore you would be right to consider me to be a hypocrite because my basic personality, as well as the focus of my channel, is against arbitrary forms of discrimination and prejudice. I'm not prejudiced against women. I'm not really prejudiced against men. I Women are women and men are men, you know what I mean? If we speak in derogatory terms of each other, it's only because we don't like each other. I think sexism, the problems of sexism are way bigger than a one-line quip. And I think that those are the problems we should be focusing on and actually identifying. Like I said, if I call a guy a dick, it's not because I'm sexist. If I don't really refer to women as bitches in my normal life. I haven't called a woman a bitch to her face since I was in high school, and I think that was my sister. Um, it's just not the way I roll. However, uh, Sarah Palin raises my hackles, and anyone who makes me angry or afraid or both is gonna make me angry, act like an angry and afraid person. I'm a human being. And when people are angry or afraid, they're not really being their rational, the most rational version of themselves. And this is in no way meant to mitigate or apologize. It's only an attempt at an explanation. All right, so I hope that's done it. This has got that funk. As to the question of honesty and integrity, I should really say before I go, um, you guys can judge for yourselves about that, and that's the whole point. Honesty and integrity, in my opinion, are something you can aspire toward, but you can never actually possess. I've never met a totally honest person in my life, and I've never met someone whose integrity was beyond question. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. People are going to make up their own minds no matter what either of us say, and that's fine. This has got that funk. Thanks for watching. May all your ups and downs be ups.